Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do your May the 2nd spiritual principle a day in a meditation. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Let's get into the meditation. It is entitled Empathy in Hard Times, May 2nd. We find people who have been through what we're going through and got through it clean. We need other people to walk us through hard times, and we need to reach out and help others as we heal. That's coming from the Living Clean book, chapter 1, Growing Pains. For many of us, when we were new to NA, getting clean and staying clean was the hardest thing we'd ever been through. Our life seemed impossibly dark, and it took every bit of effort not to go back to our old lives. But we didn't pick up no matter what. We survived that time in large part because of our connection to other recovering addicts. A member shared, in my first meeting, someone told me, I understand you, and you don't have to go through this alone. For years, people had said so many things to me, trying to help, but until NA, no one said they'd had the same experience and they'd survived it. However, staying clean doesn't mean the difficult times are over. Inevitably, no matter what, situations await all of us. Sometimes these challenges can add to our lives in significant ways. We get off the street and live on our own for the first time, or we buy property or start a family or a business. For many of us, we experience catastrophic events that easily eclipse the suffering of early recovery. We have to care for an aging parent, or we lose a child to the disease of addiction. There's economic hardship, divorce or widowhood, infertility, cancer, or chronic pain. The list is endless. And so is the depth of the empathy and experience to our NA fellowship. None of us has to go through any hardship alone. We get through these times clean, just as we did when we were new, with willingness to accept help from those who understand us and who have endured similar situations. The member continued, without each other, we are stumbling around in the dark. I let people in, not only because I needed help, but because allowing others who love us to support us in our time of need also shows compassion and generosity. Speaking about the loss of his spouse to suicide, he added, ultimately, my own struggle became more bearable because I helped someone go through the same thing. That mutual aid is empathy in action. I am committed to being there for others who have been down similar roads. We can walk together and welcome others along the way. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today. Please and thank you. To me, this is an amazing meditation. It seemed kind of like a poetic type person wrote it, but I know that we all wrote it, right? And this meditation is important because empathy in hard times is something that it's like a seed that you put in the ground. You give it to other people because that's what we're taught to do, to give freely what was given to us, not realizing that when the us comes back around, there's fruit that we're going to be able to reap, right? We're going to be able to reap this fruit because we've experienced being there for other people. Maybe not the exact situation, but as this member shared, that when someone he loved committed suicide, his spouse, oh, that is heartbreaking. He knew that he could get through it partly because he had already assisted someone else going through the same exact thing. And that mutual aid was empathy in action. That's powerful to me. So you mean to tell me that every time I sit with a woman or a man and I'm sitting down and talking about a lost relationship, that I'm learning in that process and it comes back to me, I get the strength because I saw what they passed through. And now I know what to expect. That mutual aid, being empathy in action, that's powerful. And you know it is. Empathy in hard times. That's the spiritual principle we're shooting for today. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you. Have a beautiful day on purpose.